Mr. Turbo 458 here. Been kind of busy lately. I am moving, so that's why I don't have a video up, or haven't had one recently, so bear with me on that. A couple things I've been working on in the meantime with my little bit of spare time that I have is this guy. So this is a Benjamin Marauder, and yes, I'm using it in selfie mode here. It's a 30 caliber. It uses 30 caliber pellets. This is a Predator Polymag. So we're gonna do a couple shots with it, and I'm kind of gonna tell you a little bit about the project here. So let me flip the camera around and we'll get busy. Alright guys, so the camera's flipped around. So a little bit about it. It has a Luth AR 6-position adjustable carbine stock. I think it's an MB3 is the model of stock. Has an adjustable cheek riser, which with the Marauder the breech is taller, and then you got your scope on top of it. So an adjustable cheek piece is definitely nice. Adjustable length of pull with the collapsibility and with your butt stock or your butt pad. It has a Mo grip from Magpul. This is just something I whipped up real fast. It's just kind of a prototype. Don't focus on the tree. There we go. Prototype trigger guard. Don't know if I like it yet, but we'll see. I bought this gun used, and it was a 30 cal already. Came with a couple mags. It also came with the Hill extended shroud. It's basically like a lead dust catcher is what a lot of guys call them. Basically it's a moderator. You can purchase that at hillairgun.com. I believe it's half 20 threads. It is for airgun use only. It states that quite clearly on their website. This being the Marauder stock shroud is baffled. Mine only had 4 baffles in it. I'm not sure if that's a product of the 30 cal conversion or what's the deal with that is, but I do have a longer shroud on the way from Hill Air Guns. I think it's about, what, 4 or 5 inches longer, and it will hold 13 baffles, which it comes with, so that should help quiet it down in addition to the LDC. Now the LDC here, I made a cover for it just mostly out of fun. Yes, I used a sewing machine. Haha, make your jokes now. But it's pretty neat. It just velcros on. Primary reason for this is it's a shiny finish rather than painting it. The glare off of this through your scope tends to be a hindrance. So I've also done a bottle conversion. This is a Talon Tunes 480cc carbon fiber tank. I think it's rated to like 3,500 and some odd PSI. I built this adapter block here. It has a Ninja fill fitting with a check valve in there. And it is pinned in by 3 valve screws, the same screws that hold the valve in. And it's threaded and everything, and there's a little port in there to get air up to the tube. And I machined that out of 7075 T6 aluminum. It's kind of a rough shape right now, but I'll eventually contour it and whatnot. The only other problem is this barrel. If you can see that gap there. Come on, focus. Let me see if I can get on the other side here. Alright, you see the barrel gap? The barrel flexes so much that it can actually touch the bottle. So I've got an extra barrel band on the way to cut up and maybe incorporate into this somehow to help support this barrel, especially with the LDC on it. It's pretty heavy. So just to help barrel droop, it should probably be supported by something. Now, one of the reasons I didn't go with one of the thread-in block adapters, quite frankly, a lot of the companies I was dealing with just aren't on par with my customer service standards, and I don't want to give them money, so screw them. And also the other reason behind it is I can make it how I want it. So the JDS Airman, they're not the company I was talking about, by the way, they're a pretty good company. JDS Airman has an adapter, but this pin screw is a 1/2 inch on center away from the end of the tube, which doesn't leave much material back here. And just for safety's sake, I moved mine up to 1 inch away from 1 inch on center to the end of the tube. So yes, I'm losing a slight bit of air capacity. I believe the block comes up to about here, but it's worth it for safety in my opinion. Now, these are the valve screws that Benjamin or Crossman uses to hold their valves in. So I figure if 3 of those are good enough to hold the valve from coming back and killing you, then 3 screws here, there's one on the bottom, is sufficient for holding a block in. So that was my thought process there. And these are really good screws. I think they're like grade 13s or who knows what they are, but they're strong. The other part about building the block that I was focusing on was available air to the valve. So theoretically, I think I read somewhere that you need 1 cc of air in front of the valve, easily accessible rather than having to go through corners, per foot-pound of energy that you're trying to achieve. So I'm trying to basically achieve around 100 foot-pounds. So I have 100 cc's in front of the valve immediately available, and then the bottle can fill up the gap. Now the hole in the passageway and everything through here is 1/4 inch, so it's quite a bit bigger than most others that I've seen too. So that should help it flow a little bit quicker. Overall, I was kind of worried about putting a bottle on it. It makes it look kind of ugly. But with the extended shroud, I think it'll look a lot better. The stock on it is a Terex chassis. It is made from aluminum anodized olive drab green. It has an integrated rail built into it, machined into it. And these are Magpul rail guards, just so I have something to hold on to without chopping my hand up. That rail is pretty sharp, so. But I wanted to keep this front support here on the stock. I know that this is probably enough to hold it, but I wanted to get a little extra support there, so that was my thought process there. It's got a Hawk Sport. I believe it's a 3-9 by 50, it says right there. Really good scope. It's got a mil-dot reticle. I really like it actually. It's very clear optics. And then I've got a UTG bipod on it for now. I think I want to do like a 45-degree angle bipod or rig something up to mount a bipod on the sides. But that's kind of down the road. Like I say, I'm moving, so I'm just trying to get stuff wrapped up. So when I was tuning this, I get 30 shots per fill, and that's from about 3,000 psi down to around 1700, 1800, around in there, probably 1750. So not bad. The Chrony data, I can always post that. I posted it on my Instagram account, so check that out too. But essentially, right now I finally got the transfer port to seal up. It's got a larger transfer port, all that's been machined out. And I also modified the hill valve inside of it to have a larger transfer port, lighter valve spring, etc. And basically, once the transfer port sealed up, I gained quite a bit of power actually. Down there, right there, you can see a little square target kind of. Not those pipes over there, but this target right here. It's a little steel plate that I made, just a steel target. So I'm going to see if I can plink at it and at least show you kind of how loud it is and that type of thing. Now keep in mind, I don't have any baffles in the shroud right now. I found out that one of them was gorilla taped together, so I figured that wasn't helping accuracy or really anything at that point. So all I'm running is the LDC on the end for sound. So, and it's pretty pretty loud without any baffles in the shroud. So, but I'll get set up here. We're going to be shooting some 44.75 grain poly mags, Predator poly mags. That's the only pellets I have left for this gun. I need to order some more, but once again, the moving thing. So, but we're going to shoot a couple of those at that steel target and see what kind of group we can get. I'll see if I can handle the camera at the same time here. It was a little bit high on that shot. Well, I'm not quite sure what just happened there. So, it would appear that the bolt retaining bolt has sheared, and I don't know why I just did that, but the bolt just whacked me in the face. So that's a very interesting problem right there. I've never had anything like this happen. Huh. Well, I suppose this concludes my video, as the gun is now broken. I don't know what just happened there. Huh. Damn. Alright guys, well, anyway, thank you for watching. I'm really not sure why that sheared off. Seems very strange to me. I'll see if I can figure out what happened and let you know.